Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Mr. Hino with Mr. Hino's LEGO Robotics. Today's video is for those of you that teach robotics, how to finish off your year and some things you want to keep in mind as the school year ends as a robotics teacher. So if you want to see those things, stay with me.
Hino, LEGO Robotics.
Okay, so it is April and we're almost finishing off the school year. I think we got about 7 weeks left of the school year. So here's what I have learned as the school year winds down, just to be careful of as a robotics teacher. So number one, as we start to end the school year, and some of these are going to be, how should I say it, more optimistic than others, but this first one is just a kind of a warning. I would say as the school year ends and your students might be loosening up their, how should I put it, their in-class filter as far as what to do, what's not good to do. Be careful as you get towards the end of the school year on your robotic parts and pieces. As we get to the end of the school year, students start to loosen up the way they care about the parts and pieces. So every maybe Monday, I might say, guys, remember to check your floors when the cleanup bell rings. Be careful to, with your parts and pieces, be careful not to throw them. Be careful to place your items away after each day in a spot that makes no one mess with it or things like that. Just portray or try to communicate to your students how important it is that these pieces and parts are still working for next year's class. Because a lot of times they might treat their parts and pieces like a book. Hey, who cares about our math book if the page is ripped? And so they'll just not care about next year. So you just might want to remind them, hey, these parts and pieces need to be able to be enjoyed next year by next year's students. So treat them with care, make sure you put things away, just to be careful with those items because they are careful. Number two, it would be nice to let students revisit something that maybe they didn't do so good on. So we always do a SumoBot 2 because some students say, I wish I could go back and change something about a project. So you might ask your students, might do a little survey. If we could go back and redo a project, what would you want? So it gives them a chance to show you what they've learned, and it gives them a chance to redeem themselves. Like, man, we really stunk it up. We want to get a chance to do better. So everybody loves a do-over, and I would say as the weeks wind down, maybe give them a chance to go back and redo something. Because number one, they have learned something, what to do or not to do. And everybody, if it's really fun, they might just want a chance to go back and redo it again just because it's a good project. And it might give you a chance to not have to recreate something that, something new. It might be that you guys do the same project, have the same rules, you might tweak it up a bit. Because over the course of the school year, I ask my students, what would you do to make this better? And so now it gives you a chance to incorporate that. So next year, you already know, hey, we went back, we fixed something and it was better. So it gives you a chance, a robotics teacher, to do a do-over also, to get rid of something that didn't work, incorporate something new that hopefully will work for you. So all in all, it might be a good chance to do that as these weeks wind down. And number three, I would say give your students maybe a project that culminates something that they've been learning over the last few months. So let's say you've been studying the color sensor or the ultrasonic sensor. Now give them a really cool project that allows them to show you that they understand it. So for instance, doing the color sensor or the ultrasonic, in the past, we have done like a bomb detection project where their robot might go through a maze and detect, a bomb and be able to safely bring it out. They might use their Commander app. If you're having your students learn about the Commander app, they could do that with the bomb disposal too. You might do a line following project, a line following race. You can use that ultrasonic for self-parking. So anything that you have been studying, maybe put it towards a project where they can show you that they've learned how to use that sensor or motor or programming skill, something that allows them to say, this is what we've learned. This is a cool project that gives them a chance to do that. So as we wind down the school year, I definitely have my students delete programs or files on their brick that they know they don't need anymore. And we'll definitely do another inventory. I will leave you a link to a video I did before on inventorying their kits before the school year ends. So next year, I'm able to have brand new, all 543 pieces of that EV3 kit for next year's students already. That way, any parts that we're missing, I can get those pieces back and organize those. So every kit is just perfect and ready to go for the next year. But what I learned from COVID is maybe it's good to let next year's students organize their own kit. That way they have developed a sense of appreciation, like, hey, we organized this kit ourselves. Now we're less apt to lose pieces because somebody just didn't do this for us. I don't know. Maybe you guys can let me know what you think is a better idea for that. But either way you go, I think it's good that students are responsible of giving that kit back to you the way they received it. I don't know. You can let me know how you feel about that. So as the year winds down, guys, just keep in mind, keep it fun. I would say keep it fresh too. The last thing I would say is, as the school year winds down, students' attention, their care for the class might start to go down. So I would say keep the projects rolling. Don't let students get bored, because you guys know when they get bored, they get into trouble. So I would say definitely have your projects lined up to end the school year. So that way you don't say, well, just figure out something to do for the last 2 weeks. That's not a recipe for anything wonderful, okay? All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I am Mr. Hino from Mr. Lego Robotics. I'm out.
He's out.
He's out.
We got this.
We got this.
We got this, guys.
Hey guys, Mr. Hino here. Thank you so much for watching. And if you love robotics, don't forget to check out these videos also, because they're cool. Okay guys, take care.